Hey everyone, Wanderbot here, and welcome back to Runers. So, hopefully this run will go a little bit longer than the previous one. It's been a long time since I've died to a tier 1 boss. Like, sometimes it will be a tier 1 enemy or a tier 1 something, but rarely a tier 1 boss. So, as far as this run is concerned, we're pretty much just going to try and do the exact same thing. So we're playing as the, what is it, the Shade with... I'm trying to remember the specific name of the, Oh, right, we're playing as the Cut Purse. I've never played as the Cut Purse class before, and I'm kind of curious about how it is. The problem is, the way it works is it steals buffs from enemies and gives them to me. So if I use it now, nothing happens. Luckily, I can't use it needlessly, so I could actually just start, like, pounding out... Pounding out, that's unfortunate word choice. No, I could just start mashing right stick and potentially just steal some debuffs. The question is, what kind of debuffs can I steal? I think I'm on Apocalypse difficulty. I will admit, I'm not paying as much attention as I probably should, but it's one of those where it's like 1 in the morning, and this is usually the point where I start losing focus a little bit here. And that's bad, admittedly. I'm actually losing focus. It's kind of hard for me to focus on the screen. Luckily, it actually makes it pretty easy to dodge, because it kind of gives me an overall awareness of what's going on, instead of a more partial awareness of, like, a local area that I'm specifically focusing on. Really should probably full screen this game. I've been playing it in a window. Actually, you know what I should do? Should hit the lights. That's an important thing to do. Okay, so, we are kind of an interesting setup right now. Can I steal Cut Burst? Okay, so apparently I stole one of the zombies' movement speed buffs? No, never mind. The entire room is a movement speed boost, which is kind of okay, because, yeah, it looks like the... No, shoot. Looks like the zombies' movement speed bonus is not as a result of a buff or anything like that. It's like some kind of ingrained ability, so I can't steal that, unfortunately. Oh, and... apparently zombies, like basic zombies, don't actually do a whole lot of damage. So I don't have to fear them that much. Take them out. No! The problem is, I'm also a little bit more focused on dodging. And will admit, I will accidentally pick up hearts. At least we've got like 4 already. So it's not like I'm being terribly wasteful. Well, no, I'm being terribly wasteful here, but at least I'm not being disastrously wasteful. Ah, that hurt a little bit. Oh, for a second I thought the hermit was, like, trying to teleport away. Don't get trapped there, Wander. Bad things will happen. Luckily, we do have the random shots just coming out of us from being a shade, which is actually hellaciously useful, because it's just kind of a bunch of, like, incidental little shots. Doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but it's enough to, you know, just pelt things here and there, and they've got a little bit of knockback, from what I can tell. Not much, but enough. Just gotta kill that guy, kill this guy. Problem is, I'm also being really risky for no good reason. As well just murder this guy, seeing as we are here. Unfortunately, the Mind Spike itself does not actually do a whole lot of damage. Yeah, we are definitely on Apocalypse difficulty. I'm doing way less damage than usual. I need better spells. All we have is a Dark Rune. When all you have is a Dark Rune, you know you're gonna have some trouble here. And... well... I mean, not yet. Why not? Okay, so this is not exactly a spell that I use ever, in fact. I almost never use it, but I'm going to use it here. And that's just because we need the second double attack early on, more than we need the Dark Rune later. Because right now, don't really need a whole lot of Dark Runes. Also, shoots pretty fast, but it's got a nice slow, so anybody close to us that gets hit by it gets knocked down, and this is going to make clearing enemies just so much easier. We've got skeletons, but I think what I'm going to do is actually just not go after the skeletons immediately, largely because we've got so many just mages. See, now's a good time for it, and we get an entropy rune. It works! Squish him, and there we go. So yeah, we're in a really good position. It's just a matter of murdering them the rest of the way. Beautiful. Okay. Now, I think when... ow. I was like, when all things are said and done, this is actually probably going to last us for at least the first 2 floors, but that's probably a lie. I'm just really surprised we haven't found much for really anything, actually. Like, we seriously have not found a whole lot of runes, which usually have at least found like 3 or 4 by this far, like, in a level. Okay. I guess there's our fourth. I think, yeah, judging by it. It's not exactly the runes we need, but it'll do, I guess. Actually, Corruption has a pretty good cast speed on it. A very short cooldown. Shorter than Mind Spike. Not by much, but more than enough for what we're doing. Unfortunately, my right calf itches for some reason right now. And I guess part of it is because I'm wearing long underwear. And no, I'm not talking about, like, kind of... I don't know. For those of you in warmer climes, long underwear is essentially Northerners' solution to it being freaking cold out and not wanting to put on, like, a blanket. Essentially, it's just, like, a spandex underlayer for me. And, keeps me pretty freaking warm. Like, I've mentioned this every once in a while, but my parents really do not believe in heating the house unless they have to. Like, if we have a guest that is somebody that's not part of the immediate family, maybe we'll turn it up to 70. Maybe, but even then, it's pretty freaking cold in my house. And part of the problem is it's a decently large house. And on average, there are 2 people living in this house normally. Of course, right now I'm staying with my parents until I get a job. Go figure. It's the curse of being a millennial with a semi-specialized skill set that a lot of other people have. And no good way of marketing it in a terrible location. I don't know, whatever. But, let's just murder our way through some of these things. Okay. But, so, my parents just kind of built up this weird mountain man, I wouldn't say persona so much as, like, pseudo-personality, where, can I steal any buffs? Yeah. The one problem with the cut purse is, it really doesn't even seem like there's much of a use for it. Most enemies just simply don't have buffs, period. Oh well, it's not the end of the world. But, so, parents decided it would be best to just never heat the house. And they actually ended up going with, like, a wood-burning stove, which works, and it's because we live in a forest, my dad can go cut down trees and warm the house that way. But, well, for me, who doesn't have a wood-burning stove in the direct room, and is up at all hours of the day in the house, instead of, going to work like a normal person, it gets pretty cold. Gets pretty cold in here. Luckily, the combination of being a fairly warm-blooded person and, my computer running pretty much 24/7 does actually mean I can keep this room at least at a semi-decent temperature. It's probably like, ow, damn. It's exactly what I was trying to avoid. The problem with skeletons, especially when you don't have the damage to take them out, they'll just get back up on you just as you're getting up there. Like, I wish there's a better indicator. But by the time they're getting up, it's too late. And then they're going to hit you with the sword. Okay. All we have left? 1 left. There we go. And we get to level up. Finally. It took a while. Okay. I guess Wild Burst. Try and fire off as many particles as possible. So. Let's see. What event room is this? Stasis. That's not bad, especially for what we're doing, because I believe neither of these, neither of these are particularly affected by stasis. So at this point, I'm just going to trigger it. We'll get the rest. I have no idea. Nope, can't use any buffs. Now, oh, interesting. I got to check something while once we're down to, like, the last couple enemies. Really, once we're down to the zombies, I'm actually going to pause it. So I want to check something. I might have been actually assuming stasis has different effects than it really does. Okay, here we go. So let's quickly check this debuff. So shock rune levels by 5. Oh dear. So yes and no. So even though that symbol only shows dark, speed, and water, it actually means I'm trying to hit him with corruption. Unfortunately, that zombie has mad jukes. Okay, there we go. Bullet size. And that will become important later. But, yeah, if I had brought a shock spell in, like double lightning, it would have been doing nothing in there. That's probably the main reason why... did I steal a debuff? I must have stolen an armor-based debuff in here. Okay, oh, that's probably the hermit buff that I stole. Convenient enough for me. And honestly, I'm having no problem largely taking these guys out, because apparently it was also a speed buff boost. That would explain why the rats. Interestingly enough, no damage buff from having a hermit around. Well, does not bother me that much. Magic missile. And then Mr. Hermit here does not live. So Grizzly Intellect, Collectomaniac. Grizzly Intellect is not high on my list-ish on Apocalypse mode, purely because while the cooldown reduction is really appreciated, the reduced survivability does suck a lot. I just kind of wish it was a really rare thing to reduce your cooldowns by 10% instead of, you know, at the cost of health. I don't know if I've ever actually seen tier 2 of it either. I wonder what that would be. Oh, either way. The increased attack speed is very welcome, though. I guess it's one of those where it's like, it's very useful early on, but once you get into the later stuff, you have enough damage to kill enemies, so the cooldown reduction isn't necessarily useful, but like early on, especially when you only have a couple of basic spells, reduced cooldowns are really useful. Okay, we have a lot of dark runes. 4 of them. We also have 4 double combiners. Well, unfortunately what we need are light, mind, and air. We don't have any of those. We also know where the stairs down are, and we're full health. Combination of Grizzly Intellect and a couple of health pickups. So let's quickly go in here, create a triple combiner, not bestiary, Runedex. Creatable spells, undiscovered, can't be that many. So, Fire, Fire, Entropy, Fire, Dark, Dark. Fire, Fire, Dark. I'm going to go with Fire, Dark, Dark. What's it make? Infernal Core creates a pool of extreme energy. Let me guess. It is... Yep. Ground targeting. The thing is, it's not bad. Like, it's a pretty good spell, but it just... We're not doing... I'm not going to do a ground targeted run until I'm back on an easier difficulty. And I really am just going to be pushing Apocalypse mode as much as possible. Largely because Trial by Fire, I guess, even though that's sometimes a bad thing. I don't know. It's always one of those where it's like, well, there's a certain cutoff date at which point you stop learning, and you just, you know, suck too much, and it's not fun. I'm gonna go with the Entropy rune. I don't know. I don't exactly know what I want to do with that one, but Entropy runes tend to be very useful for spells that I like. But as far as things are concerned, it's like... I'm going to stick largely on Apocalypse. I know it's going to curtail episodes a little bit, or it's going to make, you know, the single episodes pretty long. But at the same time, I would really like to be able to beat this in full eventually. Wow. More Dark Runes, really. Well, at the very least, the combination of the reduced cooldowns, Corruption, and Mind Spike Strike Through actually means we're pretty... Uh-oh. This is bad. So... This room is a reduced movement speed room. I need to take out that imp portal before anything particularly bad happens. And unfortunately, I don't really do a whole lot of damage to it. Luckily, I've got the range to deal with it, but it's kind of hard to... come on, come on, come on. Camera Camellia, there we go. Okay, because, yeah, too many of those imps and we're just going to flat out die. Luckily, even though I am extremely slow, I still have the ability to deal with them, which is very much appreciated. There we go. We get a Mind Rune. That is quite literally the first of the 9-ish runes that we want and need. Is this... Okay, this is not a room to slow me down. I just feel slow. Probably is kind of muscle memory from the previous room. Stay away from the imps. The imps are going to hurt. Flaming Devil, actually really powerful. Actually very damaging. Hey, at the very least we get some health pickups. And considering I have a reduced health pool as a result of Grizzly Intellect, I do actually want to keep my distance from one of those. Okay, let's just take a bunch of stupid damage. Oh, well. I'll be fine, mostly. Uh-oh. I don't have anything to boost me up here. So, I guess what we have, the swarmers are a serious problem. Okay, I'll pick that heart up on the way back. I was going to say, the swarmers are a serious problem. The problem is I don't want to stay too close to the wall, because the swarmers are just going to murder me. We do have a higher range than him. Oh, enemies have a much longer, or much higher crit chance, too. That is serious problems. Yeah, entropy mages are bad news bears for me. I'm just going to get all of these. I'm going to need them. We get a water pickup, and we're golden. Okay, so we're not dead. But that hurt. What can I make? I could actually make a fair amount. I could make Elemental Trident. I could have actually made 2 of them, interestingly enough. I'm not sure if I would have wanted to. Runedex, creatable spells, discovered. Unfortunately, this is not working well for me. I don't know, the controls feel even worse. Because we've got Jinxie's Mastery, which isn't bad, but again, we need something a little bit more effective. Rainy Brain, it's an interesting debuff, but it's not what we need. Not Grudge, not Phoenix Rain, not any of these. Prismatic Spray was interesting, but it's got such a long cooldown, it's very hard to justify in my head. Steam Blast would be awesome, but it's not. Drown. Oh, right. It was the Orb of Water that does like a long duration debuff to an enemy, but it's got such a long cooldown. Again, it's just not what we need. I guess that's one of the reasons why you don't use a whole lot of Dark Runes here. Yeah, I'm going to go with Elemental Trident. I need clearing ability. Actually, are any of these good? Nope. Because as much as I like a lot of the effects, it just ends up being such a... long cooldown set of spells that I just can't justify going or using a whole lot of Dark Runes. That's why I like, despite the fact that it's technically long cooldown as well, I really like Dark Winds because it's a flat damage spell. Gotta avoid him. It's a flat damage spell, and it hits large groups of enemies, and mostly it strikes through in convenient ways. Okay, let's just focus on taking him out. So we're having problems, obviously. This is hard stuff. Hey, there we go. We get a health pickup. Luckily, the earlier levels are very gracious with their health drops. I really wish that later levels were, because honestly, yes, early levels are actually kind of hard because you don't have a whole lot of items. It's really hard to like perfectly complete. Okay, yeah, this is why I went with Elemental Trident, because as much as I overuse it, it is such a solid spell at taking out groups of enemies. Like, it's essentially a shotgun blast, but it's great at clearing enemies. Because usually it hits anybody twice, effectively. Or, if they died, then it hits more people more than that. And, I don't know, I just really enjoy it as a spell. Do I get a buff? Nope. So I could go with the cooldown buff. Oh, he's making it away. That won't stand. He made it away. He was a plus something. Unfortunately, I have names turned off, for better or worse, and that does end up meaning I can't actually see what most enemies are. So, we get a shock rune. That's nice. Not sure if there's... Oh, right. There's, like, shock, air, shock. I'm trying to remember. I think it was air, shock. Because shock, air is striker. Or no, shock, air is striker. Oh, this is nuts. I'm gonna just hide back here, I guess? The problem is the twin mages are kind of jerks. They're very hard to dodge. Most enemies fire off small projectiles, and twin mages... twin mages... Wow, losing my voice for a second there. Twin mages projectiles fire pretty dang fast. And, I don't know, end up just being kind of jerksome. Okay, well, there's 3 health pickups that we're going to have a fair amount of use for. More of them. Yeah, part of the problem is I don't have the requisite move speed. See, for whatever reason, I feel like I'm slower than when I'm playing as an elf. Maybe it's my mind here, but I really do feel slow for some reason. Also, a bunch of skeletons, and twin mages are jerks. At least we are fairly well suited for fighting skeletons, purely based on elemental... It's not elemental helix, it's whatever. Okay, so we could go with Second Wind, High Roller, Damage Dampening, or Holy Crusader. Holy Crusader, and get our health back up. I've already forgot. Elemental Trident, sorry. It's not elemental helix. It's kind of like if you took elemental helix and made it more awesome. This would be rough and tumble already, but at the same time, we need perks. And we've got a lot of health pickups. I guess this is one of those where I'm going to come back just a little bit. This is going to be the last room we visit. Because we've got 2 hearts, I think. Nope. No, we got 4. We got 4 hearts. But the main thing is, I'm going to take a gamble on stasis, even though it's going to be, like, pretty freaking hard. The problem being, if I don't, I'm going to have serious issues. I have to watch out for magnet crawlers. They've got an extremely increased range here. At least Elemental Trident actually has the really nice... No, you don't. No, you don't. Okay, there we go. Elemental Trident has the really nice bonus effect of having, like, pretty crazy knockback, which I appreciate. Yep. Now we're going to have enough health for all of this. I think the other bandit made it away, actually. Which kind of sucks, because he might have had a rune on him. Or I killed him. I was not paying as much attention as I should have. I'm trying to kill the bandits before they can make it away with my precious, precious loot. I can also rely on those damage zones for taking people out. Okay. Yes, it's a... There were 3 bandits here. When does that happen? You know what would be awesome if I could steal the +1 buff from an upgraded monster. Hey, there we go. So we got the way out. We've got 2 more rooms we haven't been in, and we do have the other... We have the event room. And the reason why I didn't do stasis immediately was because, wow, yeah, we do have a lot of hearts. That's really encouraging. But the reason why I didn't do the event room was purely because I do the event room, and I don't have... Like, the thing is, it's not death... It's not the slow death that's actually going to kill me here. It's the... It's the fast kind. So, speaking of... yeah, I am very glad I went with Elemental Trident here. I know it's excessive. I mean, if I wanted to be really nuts, I could actually get 2 of them. Oh, there we go. There's the second. And there's nobody else left in here, right? Right. Okay, I'm just doubling down. And then I'm probably going to stop using Elemental Trident nearly as much as I do. This is going to be interesting. So we have double Elemental Trident. This is pretty much going to mean everything in front of us is just going to get nuked. And since we do have Grizzly Intellect, this is going to be firing off fairly quickly. Usually it's got a longer cooldown, but Grizzly Intellect plus 2 of them, we're going to have a kind of cone of destruction in front of us. But it still means I want to get that bouncy light spell ASAP. And all we need at this point is 1 light rune. And unless there's a particularly good trait, I'm probably going to go with it. Wow, it's just a storage room with a heart in it, which may or may not be useful. I'll just pick it up. There's plenty back behind. Okay. So it tops us off even when we didn't need it. But Mind Spike has Strike Through. That is a good thing. Corruption, I mean, it's not actually a bad spell. The only reason why I don't use it is it's not so great for clearing enemies, but if you already have something like Mind Spike, it's not so bad. But I think it's up here. Right? Is it the end of this? Yeah, it is. Unfortunately, we already have a reduction on Chaos here by 5. So that just means we've got an even wider shot on Elemental Trident. Luckily, it still shoots forward, which is the main thing here. I think that would probably really mess up Prismatic Devil if I had it. But the nice thing is, it still does a fair amount of damage, because the damage is only reduced by 5 rune levels. And luckily for a lot of spells, 5 rune levels isn't actually nearly as bad as you'd think it is. Okay, perfect. And, probably going to go with Latent Force, because we don't want Banshee Wail. Wild Burst would be interesting, killing an enemy seeking bullet that does 8 damage. Because Impromptu Armor isn't good. For a second I thought it was Doctor, and I got really excited. I'm going to actually go with a level 2 Wild Burst. I don't know, it sounds fun. And here we go. God, please be the spell I'm thinking it is. It's going to be really unfortunate if it's not. It's not. Wait. It is and it isn't. So that's not the right one. What is it then? Light. Discovered. Okay. Well, there's lights, but I can't make it. Man, my cursor just disappears. Power Well, Reactive Pillar. It's not light sphere. Oh, it is light sphere. Oh, hey, I can make light sphere. I'd love to make lights, but I can't right now. So I'm going to get rid of corruption. It shoots a little bit faster, which is nice, but actually I'll keep corruption just for a second in case we run into issues. So in this case, we need another light and another shock. And if I can get those two, we're going to be in an insanely good position. Like, look at these. I've already got a bunch of them on the field. And if I had 2 to 3 of those, that would put us in a really good spot. I'm probably going to keep my elemental trident, though, unless I absolutely have to, because A, I'd like to buff this spell up, but B, we really just need 2 of them. So I'm going to go with the maximum HP. At this point, none of those runes were particularly useful for us. And unfortunately, oh right, I have elemental trident. For a second I was like, how am I going to destroy destructibles? And then I realized, never mind. The sound effects are obnoxious. Like, honestly, I can get past the fact that the art is, like, hellaciously, I don't even know if that's a real word, but the art is, like, incredibly simplistic. I can get past that. The sound effects are a little maddening. Oh, well, let's keep going. Actually, there's nothing else here. Deep, let's get out. Okay. So, I'm feeling pretty good about this right now. Are we going to make it to the end? Hell no. No way. We don't have the requisite traits yet, and unless our luck holds, we're probably never going to. I really like having the bouncing shots, though, because the thing is, they've got such a long range in comparison to most spells that I can just kind of let them go, and since they have strike through, there's really no drawbacks about it. It's amazing. Oh, it's fill the pits. I'm going to come back to this one. This we're going to have to clear after the boss, if we clear it all. Because I say, you know, we need the traits, but at the same time, we don't need to die. But I have to say, those bouncy light things, the fact that they have strike through, it's like Mind Spike, but insane. And if I'm in a really tight, enclosed area, which I sometimes are, like, I guess it's kind of the polar opposite of Hello. It's the polar opposite of Scarlet Salvo, because the thing about Scarlet Salvo is it shoots a lot of projectiles, yes. It's got decent range, so I guess the bouncy light spheres aren't exactly polar opposite. But the thing is, it's great in close quarters. It's great. It's really probably one of the best multi-purpose spells in my arsenal. I just am kind of sad I've never gotten the chance to use it, so I need to take out these speed mages. Yeah, there we go. Because I like Elemental Trident because it's got probably the best forward-facing clearing potential out of all the spells. I was just dancing inside the, Oh, there we go. Okay. So what is that specifically? That is... Well, okay. That's a couple of things. And you know what? I'm just gonna double down. This is gonna be the run where I double down on things. Because we're going... Ooh, that's got some nice buffs on it, too. Okay, this is the run where I double down on everything. So we get second light sphere. Goodbye, Mind Spike. You are essentially the bastard twin. So we've got double helix, double bouncies. And I don't think I'm going to go with more bouncies just because they're very directionless. And essentially they're just kind of that... Oh, what's that spell that I'd send out? I don't even remember what it's called. But it's essentially like that spell, but much shorter cooldown. A little bit less coverage, but at the same time, I'm okay with that. Because, I mean, look at all of them. It's insane. The only real drawback to it is they are awful at busting up any kind of destructible. So if there's a box in the way, or if an enemy is hiding behind any kind of box, it's a problem. Oh, big ol' skeleton. Well, actually, that ends up being fairly good. Because he's got that crazy Nova thing. And I think I'm going to be able to go between it. Can I steal any buffs? The answer is no. Oh, he hurts a lot, though. I do have to give him credit for that. But now that he's in my little zone here, it don't matter. I got a light rune. Okay, we got a lot of those. What do those do? Oh, those increase the size. Shock for damage. Because the other thing I can make, Runedex, shock, light. Ah. Okay, so here's the thing. I could do Lights, Elemental Trident, Light Sphere. I really want to. It would mean reducing the effectiveness of one of these a little bit. But it's really tempting, because I could... Yeah... Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Goodbye Corruption. So this one versus this one. They are virtually identical, in fact. They are completely identical. So, unfortunately, this is going to reduce our clearing potential a little bit, but it is going to give us kind of another thing that we don't have. Sort of. Like, I love Elemental Helix. But at the same time, these lights are amazing at taking out specifically swarmers, biters, rats, and whatevers, because they don't go away when somebody steps on them. So I can just kind of put them all over the place, and any enemy that's mobile is just going to die as a result. It's like Lights Nova, but it's got a hell of a lot better directionality, intention, and I think damage. So I think this is probably going to be my ideal attack, because we've got infinite bounce. We've got... Oh, we're done. Wow, really? Okay, let's go back. Grab one of these. Yeah, we only need one. We've got enough speed runes, so if it's Blazy again, we're good. If... I'm really hoping it's Dash, because if it's Dash, we're in a really good spot. It's Nimbarus. I'm not sure how the... Well, actually, you know what? We're in a really good spot for fighting Nimbarus. We're long range. I'm not... Because I killed Nimbarus with the Rain Cloud previously, which was very confusing to me. Not actually sure how or where that came about, but I'm okay with it. But this way we're going to have... Because the lights and all the bounties are essentially just going to eliminate all of his little clouds as they come through, which is amazing. The only thing we're going to have to worry about is the red ones that pop up. But I think we're going to be good. Let's see if I can steal a buff. The answer is no. So I'm going to have to say Cut Purse is probably going to be shelved permanently just because it's such a situationally useful ability. Like, there's really no good reason to have it at all. Let's see if I can kill that Tornadus. Yeah, like, look, there's almost none. Like, there are none of those little clouds that push you around. Looks like he also has a couple of different types of clouds now. Ones with, like, little orbitals and stuff. Because currently it's just the tornado and whatnot. Unfortunately, he has a lot of health. And apart from just standing inside of him, there's really not a whole lot I can do to hurt him. Yeah, it looks like some of those are sandstormy type things. Because they give off, like, different glows and whatnot when I kill them. Or even when they're just there. Oh, well, we're about to go to phase 3. And, I mean, look. He's got almost no coverage right now, which is really rare. Unless I was doing specifically a supernova type run, this just wouldn't happen. I haven't even had to be bounced all over the place. So, probably we're going to be able to go back and do the pits. We might fail the pits, though. That's the one concern. I have no confirmation of this whatsoever. To remember when he starts doing power lightning to just GTFO. It ain't worth getting hit by that. Those do... Ow. Oh, he was hiding right on top of one of the red things. Which is crap. Oh, well. I'll just go around and be fine. Honestly, we're going to be fine. He barely has done damage to us. Ah, never mind. He's done some amount of damage. He's probably going to power bolt shortly. The problem is... A lot of the enemies, as they spawn, almost impossible to see at first, because usually it takes them a little while before they actually show up. Get away from the power bolt. The problem is Tornadus also takes visual priority as far as like a Z layer goes, so he will always be on top of any of his little minions, and that includes the red clouds of death and destruction, mostly pain. Because I don't want to be in any of those, so I'm just going to kind of hang out over here. Okay, that is not as much damage as level 3 or 3 lightning power bolt. So it either is an alternative or it's just a modified version for the boss. Because I think the 3 power bolt is actually like somewhere along the lines of 10 to 12 damage. And I don't think I have much for armor. I don't think I have any armor. Unfortunately, he's hanging out near all the red clouds, so I'm actually having a serious trouble. I'm having serious trouble even getting close to damaging him. Here we go. And he's still got a fair amount of health. And I really need to stay inside his face for this, which is not appreciated. Oh, watch out for the power bolts. Come on, just die. Ow. That hurts. That hurts bad. Oh, okay. He's in a really advantageous type spot, and as long as I can hit him for just a little bit longer, there we go. Took more damage than I thought I was going to, but not as much as I could have. And we go on to tier 3, which is exactly what we need. So, soul absorption or lucky. I'm going to go with soul absorption. That kind of bit us in the butt last time, but the thing is, we really don't know what luck does. And it's one of those where it's like, I don't really feel like... I don't really feel like, I don't know, testing my luck, my chances. I'm going to grab this one. Yeah, there we go. Not wasteful. I think we've got 1 heart here, and then 1, 2. 2 in here. So I should be able to do this event room, and if I can't, well, it's not going to be the end of the world. So let's just murder everybody, because the thing is, I've got the bouncies. And elemental trident. So the thing is, I'm just kind of hoping that I can rely on my own spells to bounce them around and take care of the enemies as we go. I'm not even sure if this is... The one problem is... I'm just going to turn those off for a bit. There we go. Woo! That was exciting. And I'm going to go with cooldown reduction. The more of these bounces we got on the screen, better off we're going to be. That was actually a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. The thing is that the bounces were kind of a double-edged sword there. They, oh, shoot, we're not done. How did I miss this? Actually, I'm going to turn these off, otherwise it's going to drive me absolutely bonkers. There's a storage closet in here that goes somewhere. Well, I'm glad I noticed it, because that would have been kind of unfortunate otherwise. Okay, let's go through, turn on the bouncies, and can't steal anybody's buffs. Oh well, let's just hang out over here, I guess. Okay, okay. They're all dead. Beautiful. I'm really glad I went with the, if you kill a demon, or a whatever, you do like a damage thing. The Holy Nova, whatever that is called. Because having that is really solid for clearing out enemies when I don't have to be around them. Let's grab the health and head for the exit, because there ain't nothing left on this floor for me. There's no more mystery doors that I've missed, right? Right. Oh, I have to go to the left. I am losing it, folks. I am losing it hard. If I sound like I'm losing my energy, it's because I am. I mean, it's kind of my curse for recording really late at night. But it's also one of those where it's like, it takes so much time that it's actually very hard to record at any other time of the day. So, let's quickly use this triple combiner. I should probably buff some of these spells too. So, let's put the entropy in here, because if I can get that randomness down, it's probably going to be good. And which one of these is better? So, slower speed, shorter duration. Okay, so number 1 is the best one. So, let's boost up its damage. Not by much, though. It's not so great. Honestly, if I can just keep boosting bullet size, that's probably going to be the best. The mouse is like especially sensitive today for no good reason. So the one problem is we have a very high dependence on... Wow, that does actually do less damage than the light snow. What is with this? Okay. I have a high dependence on light and shock, which is a problem. But I'll probably be fine. Now, Runedex, undiscovered, creatable. Earth, speed, dark. What's that make? Delay decay. Fires a projectile that does damage sometime after hitting the target. That's interesting. Not sure how that would... I mean, it's an interesting spell, but I don't think I'm going to use it. I guess I might as well take it there and throw it in storage, and might as well boost the speed on Elemental Trident Prime. Need to make sure I don't accidentally put away the wrong one. Okay, well, let's go down to the next floor. And what can I do? Light rune damage. Okay. We're doing so far so good. And that's a good thing. I mean, we do have some issues here and there, but I'm kind of confident that we're at least going to do well on tier 2. Unless I get, like, walloped by something. Honestly, if we run into... The thing is, if we run into a mini-boss, we actually have the nice benefit of... I can actually just hide and let the bouncies take care of him. And so that's what I'm probably going to do. But I'll do that on the next episode of Runers. So I'll see you guys then, and as always, thanks for watching.